chicken production. This video is going to help you to figure out the equipment that you're going to need, the medication that you need to buy, and the feed that you're going to need from day one until day of retirement.
Let's get started.
Hey guys, hi. My name is Lioness Kgalaletso, the village girl farmer. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this is part 2 that we talked about. As always, I come bearing receipts. You're gonna start first with your day-old chickens. How much are you gonna get them? So as for me, my day-old chickens, I got them at 950 tebe each. That means for 100, I got them at 950 pula. Okay. And then the second thing that you're going to go for is the bedding. So for me, I buy 2 bags of bedding. Each I get it at 76 pula 23 tebe. That means 2 of them is 152 pula 46 tebe. Number 3, the disinfectants that you're going to use. My go-to disinfectant is the Act cleaning fluid that you're going to use to clean your floors. Here I have it. I also use Vaccination. So Vaccination, literally I use it everywhere you can think of. Number 1 go-to disinfectant of use, okay, of choice for me, of choice. So you can use it to clean your poultry equipment. That means the drinkers, the feeders. You can use it as well as your food bath. You put it by your entrance, and then when somebody get in, they step on it, disinfecting themselves to get inside, and when they get out, they step in again, disinfecting themselves. So it's actually very useful. You can actually use it as well to clean up the air inside the poultry house. So those are the 2 disinfectants that I go for and I like to choose. At number 4, the medication and supplements. Okay, here in medication, I'm going to talk about the first few days once you receive your chickens. You have to make sure that this day-old chickens that you come with, they are vaccinated. That's the first thing that you have to make sure. How are you going to make sure if they're vaccinated? So the one easy way, once you get them from your supplier, you ask them nicely, hi guys, are these chicken vaccinated? If they say yes, you ask for vaccination certificate so that you are sure that these chickens are vaccinated. Okay. If you didn't get the chance to do that, you can actually look at your chickens. Usually the vaccine, when they're being vaccinated, the stabilizer that is used is either green in color or blue in color. So you have to check your day-old chickens if they have that color. Sometimes they have this blue color on them or green color on them. That as well will assure you that these chickens that you have, they are indeed vaccinated. You will need to vaccinate them for infectious bronchitis as well as Newcastle. And then moving forward, you're going to need again infectious basal disease vaccine, okay, which is Gomboro. You get 2 of them because you're going to vaccinate and then you're going to boost afterwards. So each I got it at 54 pula, and that means 2 of them is 108 pula, okay. And then you need to vaccinate again for Newcastle, and I got mine at 48 pula 80 tebe. And again, one thing that you need to make sure of is your supplements. So I use stress pack. The stress pack that I use is one complex forts, 100 gram each. I bought it at 47 plus 73 tebe. And then as for me, I buy 3 of those. I'll tell you why I buy 3 of those, okay? The first one you're going to use as the chickens arrive from day 1 until day 5. And then from there, I usually give my chickens stress pack when I change feed from starter to grower. I give them the stress pack again for 5 days, and then when I switch again from grower to finisher, I give them the stress pack for 5 days. Same thing happens for digestible or Belgian 40. This is the Belgian 40, and I got it at 224 tebe. I tell you what, this is a bargain. This is a bargain. If you're not giving your chicken this, you need to invest in this. Moving on to number 5, which are equipment that you are going to use. So first thing first, when it comes to equipment, the first thing that you need to get is your bulb, your infrared bulb. This one over here. So me, I use the Philips one because of the longevity, okay? I've since bought these things last year around August when I started. And even of this day, I still have them and they're still kicking in. Each lamp is 188.82 tebe. So how much are you going to get? According to the manufacturers, this lamp, you can use it for 100-day-old chickens, right? This one is for 100-day-old chickens. But as for me, I got 3 of these lamps, okay? I'll tell you why. Because the weather is different everywhere, right? Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot. So you really need to make sure that you keep the optimum temperature in your poultry coop. How are you going to make sure of that? That means you need to invest on a thermometer so that you can be able to know the temperature inside your poultry coop, and you need to understand if you need to add another infrared or you need to subtract the infrared so that you reduce the heat inside your poultry coop. Okay? Another thing that you need to get, this one I'm going to take it from week to week. In week 1. Week 1 is when your chickens are still young, from day 1 until day 7. I suggest that you get these things. Get the hinge feed saver. I got each of these 36 puller, and for me, I got 3 of these. I'll tell you why. As I always say, I work 9 to 5, so I'm keeping my chickens as a backyard broiler chicken. Make sure that when I leave in the morning, the feeds that I left there, they're going to be enough from that moment when I leave home until I come back at lunch hour. So because it's small, if you're going to go for longer, you're going to find that the chickens has finished the feed inside here. Again, this one is very useful because it reduces feed wastage. So instead of you using the tray, kindly use the hinge feed savior, because once you are using the tray, the danger is your mortality is going to increase, because usually the chickens will be sleeping in this thing, okay? They'll be sleeping here and overcrowding inside this basin, and if you're not there to try to wake them off, you're gonna find that they have stamped each other and some of them are died. So my suggestion to you as you're starting out, please stay away from the tray. Stay away from the tray. So use this one. Not only again is the tray, you're gonna have a lot of spillage again when you're using the tray. It's better you use this one, okay? In week 1, use these drinkers, the 4-liter drinkers. My suggestion to you is get 3 of these, okay? The reason I'm saying 3 of this again is because of the 9 to 5 thing, because you're not going to be there most of the time, and you want to have ample supply of water throughout until you come again to either change, if there's a little bit of water inside, to change and replace it with new one, or rather to make sure that there is always supply of water. Moving on to week 2. In week 2, introduce the bulk chick feeder. The bulk chick feeder, now you increase the capacity, because at week 2 your chickens have increased feeding, okay? They started to feed a lot. So now you need a bigger area where you can put in your feed and they'll be able to eat from here. So now at week 2, introduce the bulk chick feeder and continue with the 4-liter drinkers. Moving on to week 3. At week 3, continue again with the bulk chick feeder for feeding, and now here introduce the bigger drinkers. This one is a 12-liter drinker. My advice here is go for 12 liter. Don't make the mistake of going for the smaller one, this one. Because again, we are trying to budget here, and we are trying to make sure that whatever you are getting is going to work for you, okay? So this one is the 8-liter one. The problem with the 8-liter one is because it's the same as this one, right? But when it comes to water, it only carries 8-liter water. That means the water will be finished quickly here compared to when you get this one. So I got this one at 133, and you need to get 2 of this. So that is 266 puller. Now, when you get to week 4, you are not going to change anything actually. You are going to remove the bulk chick feeder, and you are going to introduce the more bigger feeder. This one is 14 kg. That means you can put your 14 kg here. From my experience when I was using this, I bought 2 of this for my 100 broiler chicken project. So once I feed this, I only feed once a day. That means I feed in the evening only, and the whole day the chickens were going to be feeding on here. Sometimes the feed here is going to last the maybe a day and a half before I refill again. So the good thing about this is that your chicken, there's no point where the feed was going to dry out, right? Because at all times there's going to be feed here, and then this thing again is an anti-spillage lid. So your chickens are able to eat here without spilling the feed, right? So this is the good thing about it. And another thing, I forgot to mention, when you're introducing this thing again, is very important because they have a rope here, so you can actually raise them above the ground, because as the chickens grow, they find it difficult to eat when this thing is on the floor like this, right? So now you need to raise it up a little bit so that they'll be able, this is the back of your chicken is here. So this is the length that you want at all times. That means if the chickens grow a bit, you raise the feeder here. The same goes to the drinkers. You raise the drinkers each and every time when the chickens are growing, so that they'll be able to feed nicely without them having problems of trying to feed now and the feeders are down, right? So this is the good thing about it. You're just gonna put it up with your roof, and then you're going to control how much it goes. But if you don't want to use a rope again, you can still use some bricks. So you just put your bricks here, and then you raise it to your the height that you desire as per the growth of your chickens. The last step that you need to know, and how much is the feeds that you're going to use. So here's the thing. Each feed manufacturers, they come with their own recommendation of how they want you to use the feeds again to feed your chicken. So they have different ways of suggesting that. As for me, this is what I've been using, and I can prove to you. If you haven't seen my chickens, please go to TikTok and follow me at the Village Girl Farmer or at Maruna_2TVGF, and you will see the result of this feeding strategy that I've been using, which is 2 starter, 3 grower, and 3 finisher. 1 starter, you buy it in Botswana, you buy it at 415 pula, okay? And again, the reason I'm saying in Botswana is because right now there is 30% government feed subsidy that is going on. So the government reduces feed prices by 30%. So right now I'm going to give 2 prices. The first pricing that I'm going to be giving is when there is no 30% feed discount, right? And then the second pricing that I'm going to give is when there is the 30% feed discount. So 1 starter is 415 pula. So if you're going to use 2 starter, is 830 pula. And then when it comes to grower, you need 3 growers. Each grower is 385. Then times 3 is 1,155 pula. So finisher, 1 finisher is equals to 380, and then 3 finisher is equals to 1,140 pula. So in terms of feeds, you need to budget for 3,125 pula. That is without the 30% government discount. So now with subsidy, each starter you're going to buy it at 290 pula 50 tebe, okay? And that means times 2 is 581. And the grower you're going to buy each at 269 pula 50 tebe, and then times 3 is going to be 808 pula 50 tebe. And then the finisher, you're going to buy it at 266 times 3 is going to be 798 pula. So feeding only when you're using the with the government 30% discount is going to be 2,187 pula 50 tebe. So the total of everything that I've talked about, from the chickens until the feeding, in total, if you're going to use the 30% government discount, is going to be 5,417 pula 22 tebe. Without the 3% government feed discount, is 6,354 pula 72 tebe. So that's what you need to budget for your 100 broiler chicken project, okay? So the next video that is gonna come, which is part 3, okay, I'm going to talk about cost efficient feeding, because at the end of the day we want to produce tasty quality meat. So wait up for part 3. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you feel like you got all the information that you needed, please give it a thumb up, comment down below, and subscribe, okay?